Imagine you're a Roman soldier. The sun burns your back, sweat stings your eyes, and in front of you, chaos. A sea of enemy warriors closing in, their weapons flashing in the unforgiving sunlight, their war cries chilling your blood. But they are not just any warriors. No, they are led by the most feared commander of the ancient world, Hannibal Barca. Suddenly the earth trembles. No, not an earthquake. Something worse. A deep, thunderous rumble. You feel it before you see it. Then, out of the dust, they emerge. Giant war elephants, their ivory tusks gleaming, their sheer size sending fear coursing through your veins. They charge straight at you, crushing men and shields alike under their massive weight. This is not a nightmare. This is real. This is the Second Punic War, the war that nearly destroyed Rome. But how did it come to this? How did one man almost bring the mighty Roman Republic to its knees? And most importantly, why does it still matter today? Buckle up, because this is one of the greatest war stories in history. Before we dive into the action, let's go back to the beginning. Two great powers ruled the Mediterranean, Rome and Carthage. Rome, the rising superpower of Italy, known for its disciplined legions and relentless ambition. Carthage, a wealthy and powerful city in North Africa, a thriving trade hub with a navy that ruled the seas. They had already fought one war, the First Punic War. Rome won, but Carthage never forgot the humiliation. And in Carthage, a young boy named Hannibal stood before his father, his small hands clenched into fists as he swore a blood oath, an oath to destroy Rome. Fast forward a few decades, and Hannibal was ready to keep his promise. He didn't just want to fight Rome, he wanted to crush it. If you were Hannibal, how would you attack Rome? Would you A, build a huge navy and invade by sea? B, march straight through enemy territory? C, try something crazy that no one would expect? The answer, crazy something no one expected. Hannibal decided to march his entire army, including war elephants, through the Alps. It was one of the most daring moves in military history. Hannibal and his army, 40,000 men, thousands of horses, and 37 war elephants, began the impossible journey across the Alps. Freezing temperatures, starvation, avalanche after avalanche. They battled not just the elements, but hostile mountain tribes attacking from above. The narrow paths crumbled beneath their feet. Thousands died. But Hannibal pushed on. And when they finally emerged, they weren't just alive, they were ready for war. And that's when the Romans got the news. Hannibal had arrived from the north. Rome had never expected an attack from the north. And that's exactly what Hannibal wanted. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through history. The Battle of Cannae. Hannibal faced a Roman army twice the size of his own. The Romans thought they had him trapped. They charged in full force, believing their numbers alone would secure victory. But Hannibal had a plan. He let the Romans push forward, then, boom, his cavalry slammed into their sides. The crescent formation closed like a vice, surrounding the Romans completely. They were trapped. The result? A massacre. 50,000 Roman soldiers fell that day. Some say the rivers ran, red with blood. Rome had never suffered a defeat like this before. Panic spread. People thought it was over, that Rome would fall. If you were a Roman leader after this disaster, what would you do? Would you A, surrender to Hannibal? B, fight harder no matter the cost? C, build a time machine and try again? Just kidding, that wasn't an option. The Romans? They chose B, fight harder. But this time they fought smarter. Scipio Africanus, Rome's answer to Hannibal. He realized something important. Instead of chasing Hannibal around Italy, he'd attack Carthage itself. If Carthage was in danger, Hannibal would have to come back and defend it, and it worked. Hannibal was forced to return home. And that set the stage for one final epic showdown. This was it, the final battle. Rome versus Carthage. Scipio versus Hannibal, two of the greatest military minds in history. But Rome had learned from its mistakes. Scipio had a trick up his sleeve. As the elephants charged, the Roman soldiers opened gaping pathways, letting them pass harmlessly through. Then the Romans counterattacked. And just like that, it was over. Hannibal was defeated. Carthage surrendered. The war was over. The Second Punic War changed history forever. Rome survived its darkest hour. And because of this victory, it would go on to build one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen. But what about Hannibal? He never stopped fighting, always on the run, until he took his own life rather than be captured. His name still echoes through history as one of the greatest military minds of all time. If you want more epic history stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. What other battles should we cover next? Let us know in the comments.